So the question states that the area is 11,400 feet, square feet. The movie screen is a rectangle and it's 25 feet longer than it is wide. So if it's a movie screen and it's a rectangle, you're going to have the length and the width. Alright, now it says that the length is 25 feet longer than it is wide. So that length is the same as 25 plus W. It's the width. It's 25 feet longer than the width. So this is 25 feet longer than the width. So it's 25 feet longer than the width. The width plus 25. And since it tells you the area, well, the area of a rectangle is length times width. So I'm going to put the area here, right here. Width, I'm just going to leave as a W. And the length, I'm going to leave as W plus 25. So I'm going to replace right there with that L. So my area is equal to length times width, and the length is W plus 25, and the width is still just width. All right, so now if I distribute a W, I'm left with that. Now it's a quadratic, and we need to solve that quadratic. So I'm going to move the number over, subtract 11,400 from both sides, because what I need is a 0 over here. And once I get a 0 over there, I can use the quadratic formula. Negative b plus minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. My a value would be 1, right? There's a 1 there. My b value would be 25. My c value would be negative 11,400. So I'm going to plug my values in. So, let's start on a clean piece of paper here. Be a negative 25 plus minus 25 squared minus 4 times 1 times a negative 11,400. All divided by 2 times 1. So I'm going to clean it up a little bit. That'd be 625. And a negative times a negative is a positive. And 4 times 11,400 is 45,600. And 2 times 1 is just 2. So I'll put those two guys together there. 46,225 all over 2. And then the square root of 46,225 is 215. All over 2. Now, there's two answers to this. It's you go through it with a plus and you go through it with a negative, right? So there's actually two answers in here. Negative 25 minus 215 over 2, and negative 25 plus 215 over 2. This answer doesn't make any sense because I'll have a negative number on top, and you can't have a negative length or a negative width. So I don't have to worry about the negative answer to this because we're dealing with geometry and actual something in real life, so I don't worry about the negative answer to this. So really I don't have to focus on this one because negative 25 plus 215, well, that's going to be a positive 190 over 2, and then 190 over 2 is 95. Yeah, so that's how we get to 95. Now the idea was when I started, these were W's, right? These were W's. I solved for W. W equals this. That's what, if there's W's here, then this answer to this is a W. So 95 is the width. And the length, remember what the length said? It's 25 more than the width. So if you take, the length would be 95 plus 25, which would be 120. So the dimensions would be 120 by 95. That's how you do this question. You have to use the quadratic formula, make a quadratic out of it, and then solve it with quadratic formula.